Hello again to one of these episodes. I'm trying to make these weekly because I'm just not bothered enough to make more, but it doesn't mean I won't stop making them. But hello, welcome back to another diary entry, I guess we call this. The last entry went a bit off the rails with the comments and such. I had to like hold myself back. I'm like, okay, maybe some things just got out of hand, and I did not believe, I couldn't believe that it made it, that like I got that many views and like people saw that video. It was so weird. It's very, very weird. I never got that much attention off of something like that before, like in like a long form video. So I really do appreciate y'all, watching it, supporting it, even if it's, oh shit, okay, even if it was very, very minutely. Um, Again, that was like the first long form video that I have ever put out that made it over 100 views. So I really do appreciate that. But I think this video is going to target that. It's going to target why I'm doing this. Why am I, a person with less than 50 subs on YouTube, even doing this, right? I think I've had a lot of like consideration put into that kind of answer. One reason is, one, I love the weekly slap and such similar content, like early CNNers, stuff like that. So it was really nice to see that. And I never thought I could do that. I thought I could become Minecraft, like Hunger Games Let's Player, but now that I'm older, I'm like, maybe I could do this, because I'm not good at communicating my emotions and whatever to people, like to people in my face, like IRL, So I believe that this is kind of my own like therapeutic way of dealing with that. Because like I'm very anonymous, I kind of do dox myself here or there, but like I'm very anonymous with what I do, and well, at least on video. So other than that, it's been therapeutic, I would say, very, very therapeutic. I don't consider myself knowledgeable in such things, but I feel like, at least to me, it's been working a bit like that. But anyway, like the question I kind of asked myself during this, to make this video, would be like, why? Why would I put myself in such a vulnerable kind of like mindset and overall like state of mind and place where people could just watch what I do and like put their input on it? For me, it's like I struggle a lot with communication with my family, with my friends and everything. I grew up in like a not so like favorable conditions. Like I don't know, I was broke. My whole family is broke, like we had to go to Wick to get our food stuff, bro. We had to go to food drives and all that stuff before, during, and after COVID. Um, Basically, I've lived through enough where people would consider me like I came from like a impoverished background, which I'm proud of. It's I'm not proud that like I'm still like in it, but I'm more, not really actually. I'm not proud that I like make excuses and I use that as an excuse, but I'm proud that I made it to where I am with regarding my financial limitations. Like I got in college, got pretty well in school, at least that's what I think. Yeah, I'm just doing pretty well for myself. But you know, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, there's more to my story than that. Um, I grew up with like four other siblings, single mom for like half my livelihood. Basically, like a regular ass fucking sob story, like a Rocky Balboa shit, whatever. And it's like, okay, that's kind of it's endearing, yes. I'm not saying that it isn't, but it's more common than you think, you know. And I don't, and like because of that, you'd think I have like a close relationship with my family. I really don't. I really don't. It's not like we don't talk to each other anymore. It's more of like we. It's more. It's not. It's more of. It's more complicated than that. I think it's like I love my mom. It's just like she's had issues and she's done things, and my siblings have done things, and I have done things to where it's like it requires a lot more than just talking it out, you know. So I think that's the issue with that, and it stems from like just like how much trauma we've gone through as like a family in general, and then like how much time we spent in like in fight or flight modes at times, and not knowing what's going to happen tomorrow, whatever, you know. So, and it's overall it's just been a complicated life, you know. So I don't talk about my feelings that much because like I've been in a position where I don't know if my input is valid enough to be considered, or I guess is valid. That's a better way to put it. But because of that, right? It's like I'm not relatively close with my parents, my mom, my dad, my sisters, and my brothers, and my family, uncles, aunts, whatever. I'm not close with them that much, you know. I try to be, but I think it's gotten to a point where it's oh shit. It's gotten to a point where it's just kind of not what it used to be growing up, you know. I understand it's part of growing up, but like it's like we've been through a lot, and the fact that we still kind of like distance ourselves from each other, it kind of sucks. But like, you know, it's been like that for a while, so I'm pretty used to it. I'm not too worried. And so I just tend not to say anything about how I feel and whatever, because like it's not really worth talking about, honestly. And then that's at times where it is worth to talk about it. I just tend not to in general. It's like how do I do that? Oh shit, game lag. Hello. I don't. It's just not worth it because like I've had my moments and I have my fair share of like stupid stuff, you know, which isn't my brightest moments. It wasn't my best moments, but it's more and more. It's like one of my more vulnerable moments, and I just never. I learned. I took I took the wrong things. I learned the wrong lessons from those. You really, you know. Oh my god! What the fuck? And because of that, I'm not. I just not. I'm not really close to my parents and my family that much, so I don't talk to them about it. And I guess like a way. And I tried therapy and I tried all that other stuff, but like it was annoying. Therapy was so bad because like I said, you know, I'd rather not turn to like if you're upset by this, I don't really give a shit. And I told him not to go to religion. I'm like, I'd rather have my religion not in this because I feel like I'm fairly rooted in it, and I don't need another person to keep telling me to pray more or whatever. Like that won't solve every issue imaginable, you know. But I digress, of course, whatever. Um, I talked about it, and they're like, well, if you do this, if you read this chapter from Psalms, whatever, I'm like, okay, kill yourself, bro. I'm not doing that. I literally told you I'm not doing that, bro. Like, you know how many times I have to hear that in like Bible study and shit? And then the guy got convicted of like a molesting kid? No, I'm not doing that. Sorry, not sorry. That's a whole other thing, but it pissed me off about how much people do that, and it's annoying as fuck, bro. So then I just stopped going to therapy because that therapist was such a little asshole. Like, they just did not help me like whatsoever. I tried my best. I really, really tried my best to like open up more. But then when I did, like, my family was like, are you gonna hurt yourself?" I'm like, "I'm not, bro. The fuck?" Like, it it pissed me off that much because like the one time I opened up to them, it's like I'm gonna like jump off a bridge, you know, or some shit like that. I'm like, I'm not doing that. It surprised me by the amount of worry I conjure out of my family because I open up more. You know, it and I've done things that weren't the greatest. I'll say that much, you know. I don't want to talk about it here, but like it was enough to where my parents were worried about my safety, and I was like, "Oh." And I could give them the shadow of a doubt, you know, like, okay, that makes sense. But it's like I want to make a change so that I could avoid that, but I don't. They just continue to kind of like, you know, assume the worst out of it, out of the situation. I'm like, okay, like, why would you think of that? You know, like if a person's asking you, you know, to be, if a drug addict is being vulnerable to you, you're gonna assume that they're gonna get on drugs again, bro. Like, bruh, what? That's how much I kind of see it as. And since then, right, I just don't talk to them about it. And then sometimes, you know, parents would be are like they try to give you advice and like try to like set you, not set you straight, but more of like, y'all, you know, like, oh, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. I'm like, or like kind of tell you off, like, well, if you were like, oh, if you would have done this, and then I'm like, okay, shut the fuck up. Holy shit. And it's like you can't really I can't hold a conversation with them without having to be lambasted about some sort of like grievance they've had over what I'm talking about. I was like, of course I could change something, but it doesn't mean that it's going to stay like this forever. Like you let me, you ramble about how bad your work is, and you're over here telling me to get another job, bro. Like, what the fuck, bro? I just told you about this coworker that is like the shut on sometimes. Like, I'm not, it's not that deep, bro. Not that deep. And it's like I want to give my parents, I want to give my family, you know, that sort of like assurance or that little like grace, like, okay, they're just worried about me. But if it's so constant to where it's detrimental to not only their mental health but my mental health, bro, I'm like, bro, what are we doing here? Holy holy zombie raid. Almost died there. Jesus Christ. There's so many zombies. Are they all dead here? And it's like I understand there's a lot of stuff going on in this world that directly contributes to my like my own sanity and whatever, but it's frustrating, bro. It's very very frustrating to see how little parents nowadays. I'm complaining right now because this is my video. I'm gonna complain, but it's very frustrating to see parents not truly understand their weight of their actions and stuff like that. And it's like sometimes you have to understand that the way you act will most likely send you to a old people home because your kids are tired of you. You have to understand that, you know. Now, not a lot of adults like to hear about stuff like that because it hurts this like idea and their way of life of like, I'm doing best for my kids so they can best support me. If you even have that, if you have that mentality of where your kids owe you something, so that like the so that they have to be like, you know, I raised y'all, you know, and treat me like that. I'm like, you know, that's your one way ticket to the senior home, bro. I'm being dead ass, you know. It's like, how do you think like that? That's how you get your kids abandoned from you, you know? It's like, that's how you die alone. No, that's how it is. I'm like, okay, bye. And I know it sounds harsh. It really, really sounds harsh. But you have to understand, right? If a person brings you that much grief into your life and they expect you to still be like, have such humility to like let them in your home and like take care of them, no, man, no. Sorry, that's not how the world works, bro. Like so many mobs out here. Jesus, why are there so many mobs? I've never seen this much before. It's on your bed. We can get out of this. Damn. Don't go outside, you idiot. You idiot. And like, since then, I've like just shut down completely. It's like, I'm not going to engage a conversation with you because you are exhausting because of X, Y, and Z, right? So therapy didn't work. Talking to my family didn't work. My friends, bro, my friends are, I don't know. I just don't talk to them. I don't talk to them as much, and I consider them my best friends, but like, I wouldn't spill my beans like that. You know, it's very volatile and it's very scary because like you don't know how they'll respond. Like my friends are pretty cool, like they're pretty nice, like they understand, but like at the end of the day, I don't want it to be like I'm telling them, I'm just sobbing to their shoulder for like hours on end or whatever, and just like telling them my life story or whatever, making it about me, you know. That shit's, you know, it's not only disrespectful of their time, it's very like, it's very iffy because like it's just not viable because like we're all busy, bro. We got jobs, families, whatever. We got worried about, you know, not each other's like bullshit. Like I don't I don't DM my friends. I don't talk behind people's back. I don't do that, you know. It's not really worth it in all things considered, you know. Like one is exhausting. Two, I don't know anybody to that level. Three, even if I did, I wouldn't really talk a lot of shit. I'm kind of a pussy like that, you know. And it's just not right, you know. It doesn't make sense because if someone were to talk shit about me, I would be upset. So why wouldn't they be upset, you know? It doesn't make sense. Like talking shit like that doesn't make sense, but I digress, you know, because people and so it leads me to this option, you know, where I'm trying to do content of Splatoon or whatever. I'm like, you know what? I don't really have a second channel. I might move this to a second channel, but I have like nobody to talk to on a second channel. So I just move it. I'll just say it here because one, I think it's better to like, I guess, garner that like ambition instead of like not sticking to it, you know? It's like I want to push myself to do something like this. And it'll be better if I just do it how I am doing it right now, you know? On main channel, whatever. Cause like I don't like it when I am like not holding myself accountable for things, you know? It's like, oh, I have a second channel that I don't pay mind to at all because I don't really care, you know? I don't like that. I should be held accountable for what I'm doing right now, which is talking to you, talking to the people, talking to whoever. Like whoever listens to this, you know? I'm not hiding behind this like veil of a second channel because I'm too scared to face like my own reality, or like too scared to like talk about being vulnerable or something like that. It sucks being vulnerable, and to like, kind of like have your audience have to find that is very unsettling, unless like they just don't want to talk about it, which is fine. But if they're talking about it and they have to hide it, and then people find it and then they're upset that they found it, I'm like, then why did you make it in the first place? It doesn't make sense to me. So I consider this kind of like a self meditating or a self improvement or self like, what you call it, an accountability measure, you know? Like, if I ever do something really stupid and get canceled, I won't do this here. I won't do that here. But if I have like an opinion or whatever, if something's going on in my life, then I would say it here. That's it. And I like these videos. I really like these videos because it leads me to like it's like a better mental place, you know? Like I'm not worrying about how I'm gonna sound, how I'm gonna, you know, gonna act. Like if I'm gonna be honest about something, I'd rather be honest with it in this sort of way instead of the other way of like tweets or whatever, you know? I don't understand the tweet stuff, but it's whatever, I guess. Do what you gotta do. And I think like the transphobia video was a great way to at least beginning to understand that, you know? Beginning to understand the nuances and what to do and how to like address certain things, whatever. I'd rather not talk to you like the comment section because, you know, it's very iffy, and I just rather just not waste my time arguing online with people. If you don't agree with it, then kiss my ass, bro. I'm not changing. I'm not gonna assume that you're correct or whatever. I'm not gonna like 100% agree with you, like at all, ever. Sorry. I guess I don't know. And the fact that I had to say that, it's very telling on how people would assume my character, I guess, but whatever. So I guess in a way it's better for me to talk like no filter, no nothing, cause it's just the most honest and raw person talking to you, you know? Like I'm not this is not the VTuber talking, this isn't the character talking, this isn't the funny me, the silly me, or whatever me talking to you. It's the real me. Not like some like fake version of it. It's just me. And I want to keep it that way. I really want to keep it that way because it ties back into the accountability, right? It's like if I were to change my personality to conform to this like new version of me, then I think y'all can just look back on it and be like, why did you change from this person to this person, you know? And of course, I'm going to say, which is partially true, is that I grew up and changed. But I'm also gonna say, but it doesn't mean that I'm excused for acting like very bigoted or insensitive, you know? Like, that's not me. I don't want that to be me. I don't want myself to turn into a Nick Merckx like just a clout farming asshole, you know? I don't want that to be me. I feel like if that turns into me, y'all can just y'all have to question your I think y'all would have to like question yourselves of like, why do we let this come to be? But in reality, it should be, why is he doing this? Why? You know, it's not him. Is that healthy? I don't know. I feel like it is to me. Oh shit. Because I don't want people out there to blame themselves for failing, for assuming that they failed me, you know? Oh shit. In reality, you didn't. I failed myself from not holding myself accountable in that regard, you know? I hope you understand that, you know, with the very niche and small community that I have right now. I don't want to be so sheltered with how I feel, because then I feel like I'm presenting a picture of being fake, of being closeted, and not being true to yourself, you know? I don't like that. I've I've always sheltered how I feel and what I do and who I am. Cause like, one, I was scared, you know? I was very scared on how people would perceive me. I was very scared of like not fitting in and not, you know, conforming, or not like putting myself in a position where I matter, you know? So, oh shit. Oh my god. That scared the fuck out of me. I'm getting deeper in the cave now. Holy shit. I'm trying to fix the mic quality too. It's just been so ass recently. I don't know what's going on with it. But I hope this works a bit better than last time. Please let me know. Please let me know, because like I don't want to be too loud, because it's like middle of the night. But I also want y'all to hear me. So anyway, getting off topic here. I think just overall, these videos are for me to talk to you, person to person, you know? I want this to be the truest version of myself, no holds barred, you know? Because I don't want to lose myself. I do not want to lose myself when I grow up. When I grow older and older and older, when things change and my opinion, I don't want things, not to change, but I don't want things to like, I guess, what's it called? I don't want people to assume that I've grifted, or you know, become this self-centered asshole. My main goal in this life is to at least find something that I matter in. Find a purpose of helping, of doing something to change something or someone. That's my goal in life. You change something for the good, and I'm dead, and I lived a happy life if I at least done something worthwhile and change someone's life for the better. And that's it. That's my main goal. And I want this video to be that. I want this video to, well, these videos to be that, because without it, people would struggle. People would not find that outlet, that comfort. I know comfort's a bad word, but I don't know what else is, I don't know what other word there is. I suggest, right, if you find this video and you think I'm doing a good job, let me know. If you disagree with me, let me know. If you agree with me, let me know. Whatever you think, let me know, right? Like, these videos are meant to be the rawest form of my character, of my opinions, my integrity, my dignity, and my everything. It is a oh shit, they killed the fucking golem. I did not hear him. Oh, I'm so far away too. Wait about a hound dog. Grab no time. Sorry. If I at least made it so that you listen to this and be like, I like that, I feel like I'm doing a better job than I would have anticipated, you know? And I go all the way back now to do my shit. My little outro. Grab you. No, grab you. Oh my god. I think that's pretty much it. I guess the main point of what I'm trying to say is that this video is supposed to help me find a way to help with my communication problems. Help me learn how to be more open with not only myself but with the people around me, friends and family, and to just find an outlet of my confusion, my fear, and overall contempt with the world around me, man. This shit is fucked. I think I'm lost, bro. Jesus, no. This is dark wood, right? Yeah. Where the fuck am I? Where is my fucking thing at, bro? It has to be over here. No, I don't remember that. I don't remember that tree. I think it's like the best thing for me, honestly. It holds me accountable, makes me more open, makes me more honest and truthful to the world. Like, people don't necessarily listen or like watch these videos, which I'm 100% okay with. I'm 100% okay with that, you know? Like, I think the transphobia video was like the one outlier ever. I don't think people would come in and watch this stuff because it's just I'm just a guy just talking about things, you know? If people find that interesting, then I don't know. I'm playing, but it's the only thing I could think of, you know? It's the best thing I think of that is needed for me to be more honest with myself, you know? God damn it. I know sprint. It's over here. Yeah, there's over here. If at any point when making these type of videos where I step out of line, you know, the accountability comes in. Y'all don't put me on a spike now. You know, I'm not perfect. I'm not the smartest. I may say big words. That's because I'm compensating for my lack of confidence in me being smart. There's a difference here, you know? It's not me being prudish. I don't think that's the right word for it. I'm stupid, but I'm trying not to be too dumb about it, because I want to make sure that y'all understand that it makes sense, at least, you know, without me having to like be or sound smarter, because like I'm not the smartest. I didn't even hear the creeper on my left either. I can't even sprint. It's still there. My stuff's still there. It is. Holy shit. Oh my god. The murder scene over here. Murder on the dance floor. Will this leave a mark in my content thing? I think so. If people were to pull up my stuff and they see these types of videos, they're like, "Ooh, I don't want to get this guy. I don't want to like collab with this guy." I'm not too worried about that. Like, if they don't fuck with you, they don't fuck with you. Move on. You know. But if they don't fuck with you because of your opinions and values, that's a bit of an issue. Because then that's not healthy. And content wise, at least. Don't touch my fucking iron, bro. Yeah, don't touch my iron. Don't touch my iron. I'm touching you though. Give me 7 raw pork for an emerald? No, thank you. I guess that's going to be it for today. I don't know if it's a quick one or not. I haven't checked the recording yet, but F1, F5, F5. Yeah. Thank you for watching. If you find this video helpful or fun, or not fun, why would this video be fun? I guess, and like interesting, like, let me know, bro. I'm not the best at this stuff, sorry, but yeah. There, I'll do this. Boom. Hopefully the thumbnail thingamabob works. Alright. Goodbye. I'll make another more prevalent video than this next time, or I guess next month. Bye bye.